Hello friends and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another tutorial on ISTQB Specialist Automotive Tester certification. Finally, we are done with the chapter 3 and learned a lot about virtual test environment here, and definitely working in detail with the mill, sill and hill test environments, and definitely comparing a good understanding of between these test environments, which would be helpful at any point of time in order to understand more about these environments and also to determine what exactly can be performed at different point of time. To get started with this particular tutorial, we are talking about the sample questions from this chapter. So first of all, the question pattern, where the source is ISTQB.org. This can be found at the official website of ISTQB. And the number of questions are being distributed in two sections, that is 3.1 and 3.2. So 3.1 will have three questions. We will be having two questions from few sections like 3.1, 3.2, and 3.4, and one question from 3.1.3 at K2 level. Similarly, when it comes to 3.2, we have more questions coming from this section, as the major area of the virtual environment is covered here from the ZIL point of view, and definitely the test environments have been discussed. So you have 9 questions coming from here, K1 5 questions, K2 3 questions, and K3 1 question as well. So make sure that you have a good understanding of all these things, because you will be expecting at least 12 questions from this particular chapter out of your 40 questions. So let's quickly get started with some of the questions here and understand better that what exactly could be the typical way of asking you the K1 and K2 questions. The number one question here: which interfaces are used to collect and distribute information in an electronic control unit, which is ECU? And here we have few options like environment model, bus systems, and diagnosis interface, analog and digital inputs, watchdog, and internal data memory. I think these options are very straightforward. This is very straightforward K1 level question, and you don't really have to have any kind of justification for this, because if you have been through the syllabus very precisely, then definitely you would understand like how exactly the options are. And definitely here environment model is one of the things which is not belonging to the ECU at all. And if you consider the watchdog, it is not an interface but a supervision mechanism of the software processes. And if you talk about the supply voltage in option C, that's not an information carrier at all. So that's just about the inputs of the power supply. Well, finally, the right answer here is D, that is analog and digital inputs, bus system, and diagnosis interface, which will be helpful at any point of time to diagnose your issues if you find them, and you can at any point of time you can terminate your process if you are in mill environments, and definitely you can talk about determining what to do next at any point of time. Let's look at the question number 2. Which of the following statement is true? And of course, these are about the closed loop systems. If you remember from 3.1, we have understood about open loop and closed loop systems. The option A here: in a closed loop system, the output signals of the test object are directly linked to the inputs of the test objects. Of course not, because in a closed loop system, the link of the output signals to the inputs of the test object is not direct, but of course via the environment model which is being created. So it's not a valid option there. B seems to be closed, because in a closed loop system, the output signals of the test object are linked to the inputs of the test object via an environment model. Of course, that's the justification I just provided you for the option A, but still, let's look at C and D. C: in an open loop system, the output signals of the test object are directly linked to the inputs of the test object, and the statement describes a closed loop, not an open loop at all. So the first part is okay, but you have to concentrate on the entire part of it. So just don't misunderstand anything, because this is a very common trick which generally ISTQB makes use of. So the definition what they have provided is again the closed loop kind of thing, but here we are not having a straightforward answer for that. And D, the open loop system, the output signals of the test object are linked to the inputs of the test object via an environment model. The statement is extension of the answer, of course, and just describes the closed loop system. So exactly, finally coming to the right answer here, B, that is, in a closed loop system, the output signals of the test object are linked to the inputs of the test object via an environment model. Question number 3, which tests are typically performed in a software in the loop test environment, which is the SIL environment? So of course, here we have got again a straightforward 4 options to answer. And definitely let's start looking at the very first option here. Test of the response time for diagnosis request. I think response time, when we talk about, it generally goes to the performance testing, and unless you're done with your system testing, you cannot conduct your non-functional testing. So most closely, it could be either conducted as a part of HIL, or probably, if case you have quite real environment to test that. So realistic runtimes of the diagnosis request can only be determined if the environment model simulated the target hardware in detail, because the target hardware is not available in SIL at all. So such tests would definitely be carried out during the HIL, which has completely or as close to real environment as possible. And definitely the HIL will be addressing such areas of measurement. B, test for electromagnetic compatibility. I think we're talking about EMV tests here and are only possible in SIL test environment if environment model would simulate the target hardware in the details. So again, this also falls under the code of HIL test environment. C, performance test of the target hardware. I think we just discussed about the same as a part of option A. As no hardware exists, performance tests are impossible to be implemented as a part of the SIL test environment. Then I think we're just left with one option, that is interfaces and integration test, which I think just in the recent video as well, the previous tutorial, we have discussed the same, that what kind of test levels can be organized and conducted in different environments. So interfaces and integration testing can definitely be conducted as a part of SIL test environment. So yeah, that's the right answer. Option D. Question number 4, which 3 items are all part of hardware in the loop test environment? Again, for this type of questions, you need to be very straightforward with your syllabus and have a good understanding of that. That's the reason in all my episodes, I clearly recommend people that you should go through the official syllabus at least once yourself to make sure that you have read each and everything and very comfortable with the syllabus, because sometimes you do get a lot of straightforward questions right from the syllabus itself. So the very first option here, A, that is test case generator, rest bus simulation, and power supply. I think that's not correct. The test case generator is a software tool for the generation of the test cases and is not part of the test environment at all at any point of time. And even if you remember this from your foundation, the test tool, the 6th chapter, of course, talks about these type of tools as a part of tool support for testing. B, breakout box, software compiler, and real parts. Not absolutely fine here. The software compiler is part of the build environment, and it's not a part of the test environment, because of course you're talking about the compiler. Of course, it will be required for the static testing of the code reviews, and definitely that will be a part of the development environment, not the test environment at all. C, power supply, real-time capable computer, electric error simulation. Yes, these are as per the standards, the right set of components for the HIL, but let's give a try to the D, electric error simulation, signal processing, processor simulation. Of course, the process simulation is not a part of the hardware in the loop, that is HIL test environment, as real hardware is available for the test objects. So definitely we won't need any kind of simulation happening here at any point of time. So the right answer here is C, that is power supply, real-time capable computer, and electric error simulations. Well, these are some of the sample questions which I wanted to discuss with you as a part of this tutorial. Of course, there is more, and you can also come across any of the other sample questions. You are free to comment below. I'll be there to address your queries and answer them well. So team, that's all from this particular tutorial. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'll be there to answer your queries and respond to them at any point of time. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding all the context. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Take care and happy learning.